Hi, my name is Valeria, and today I will be presenting to you how well informed are you about STDs. Why did I choose STDs? Why did I choose sexually transmitted disease? I choose this topic because I am a teenager and I know what is going on right now in the minds of the young people. And right now, the cases of STDs are mostly common in the ages of 19 and 25. So this is a big concern to the community college. Also, the statistic of cases of STDs through the years in Puerto Rico, they aren't exactly improving. For this, I wanted to expand your knowledge of what is STDs, how to prevent, to protect, and yourself and those one that are. So, what is STDs or STI? STDs are sexually transmitted infection, also known as sexually transmitted disease. They can be caused by a bacteria, a virus, or parasites that are transmitted through unprotected sex. The unprotected sex can be vaginal, can be oral, and anal, or a skin to skin genital contact. These aren't the only way they can be transmitted. They also can be transmitted through a infectious razor. They can be transmitted even to a toothbrush. They can be transmitted through needles, blood. There are many other ways they can be transmitted. Because it's a sexually transmitted disease, it doesn't mean the only way that you can get infected is having unprotected sex. In this slide, we are comparing the infections that are curable and the ones that are incurables. Okay? In the curable charts are syphilis, chancroid, gonorrhea, and chlamydia, also trichomoniasis. In the incurable ones, there are HIV, also AIDS, HPV, human papillomavirus, hepatitis B, and genital herpes. The incurable, they got to be treated very carefully because even they are deadly, but the patient can die sooner than expected. Also, the curable ones, we got to be very careful because we got to detect them soon enough for them to be treated and to get to fight them and be to be curable. Okay. For my primary research, I decided to make a formulary. In this formulary, I asked some questions to know how much did they know about STD, how well informed they were. In the first question was, do you know what are STDs? Yes, this question is a little bit obvious, but obvious it was very necessary. Everybody seems to know what is STD, so far so. In the second one was, do you know how they can be transmitted other ways than intercourse? If the answer was yes, I wanted them to explain how the other ways they can be transmitted. I was a little bit concerned because most of the 50% thought that they cannot be transmitted other ways than intercourse. And it's a little bit obvious they can be transmitted through blood, bloodly fluids, blood transfusion, through genital contact. There are so many ways they can be transmitted, but that is why we are here to show you, to educate you of the other ways they can be transmitted. The third one is if you use protection as condoms, pills, injections, and your partner is infected, can you get infected? Most of the 50% said that yes, they can get infected, and they're totally right. You can get infected if your partner is infected, and even you using condoms with the rubbing and the friction and the discharge that the female have, and if she is infected, that can get into your system and you can get infected too. The number four, do you know anyone who has STDs? Why did I ask this question? This question can be a little bit not that comfortable, but I wanted to show you that this got to be something a little bit common to talk about. It doesn't mean that because you are infected, you're going to tell everyone, oh, I have chlamydia or I have syphilis. No. It's that if you know that you're with someone and you are sexually with them, you got to be openly in this topic. You got to tell them the truth because you got to protect yourself and also them. The number five, how often do you think you should get tested for STD? The doctors recommend that once a year it should be more than enough. If you want to do it twice a year, it's not like it is forbidden. But if you do it once a year, you will be totally fine. In here, most of the 50% they thought it will be twice a year. So I think that that isn't bad. Maybe everybody is doing the right thing. And if you do it twice a year to be more sure, when go ahead, do it. Everything that is about your health, it isn't too much. Last but not least, at what age did you learn about STD? Almost everyone was between 14 and 15. I wanted to see the average age where they start learning or hearing about STDs. Why? Because this can help us into a next project, a project where we take more informative presentations about STDs and take them to different schools and give them speeches about this, and with this we can know in what grade we can start giving this type of presentations. For my secondary research, I decided to look up two different pages in the internet, obviously very trustworthy um, pages, starting with the Department of Health of Puerto Rico. From here, I got some graphics about the number of cases from the years of 2018 until 2017. In this particular image, we can see the map of Puerto Rico, and we can see the numbers of cases of AIDS by health region. We can see that the most common area with cases of AIDS are from the area metro, the area of San Juan and Fajardo. So I think we should be careful from that area. And we can see here also that in Mayagüez is one of the lower areas of cases, that is in 566. And in the next slide, so in here we can see that the number are mostly common. The average number are between 5,000 and 7,000. If we compare 2016 to 2017, we can see that 2017 is lower than 2016. But this could be influenced because of the people who left Puerto Rico because of the catastrophic Maria happened last year. So maybe this number aren't that accurate. Just like the chlamydia one, there are the cases from gonorrhea, and we can see that the numbers from 2018 to 2014 are just increasing, and from 2017 to from 2015 to 2017, the numbers are mostly constant. That they aren't increasing that much, and they aren't dropping that much either. And for the last one is herpes general. These are the cases from herpes in Puerto Rico, also from 2019 through 2017. Also, these numbers are very constant, and as I showed you in these three graphics, is to prove that the numbers mostly are very constant. They aren't increasing or dropping that much. So that is the precise problem. This is something that we got to change. We got to drop that numbers the most that we can. How can we do this? With protecting ourselves. Don't practice unprotected sex. If you're in the pill, if you're having something in your uterus to not have kids, it's perfect. But always protect yourself. Always use condoms because the pills protect you to not having babies. But remember, that is not the only problem. Also, if you have a health problem, that will put at risk so many things that that is why you got to always use condoms. Also, please get tested every year. Use your own personal things. Like I said before, the infections they can be transmitted through razors. They can be transmitted even to toothbrush. So we never know what is the history of the people that are close to us. And avoid sex with strangers. This is something that is happening a lot, that we have a quickie or something like that, but we got to avoid this type of things because we don't know them. We don't know where they have been. We don't know what is going on down there until we go to the doctor and we have some results that we weren't expecting. So for that, avoid having sex with strangers. Have a constant partner, and also if you can be in abstinence, that will be totally better. And in conclusion, I hope this information was very helpful, and help make an awareness to be careful and get checked more often for to avoid things that for things that could threat our life. So always have fun, but be careful. Your life is more important above everything. Thank you. You learn about STDs. Most of the people knew about STD in school, but what happened? I think that this topic it should be taught in our home. We should have sexual indication from our parents, and we should have this trust with them to avoid bad situations, to avoid something that it can be so bad and it can go so wrong. Because if we something abnormal and if we start having sex in a very young age and something is going on down there and we don't want to talk about it with our parents, with who we would talk about it. And who better to help us than our mother or than our father? So most everyone was from school, and the other option was from the house, internet, or the university. Nobody seemed to know about from the internet. It was all from school or from the house. I think it's not wrong for everybody to know this one from school, but I think it should be better to have this education starting in our home.